Awete everyone, this is Regulus Pastor. Welcome back to Higurashi no Naku Koro ni. This is Himatsubushi-hen, the fourth and last question arc of the 8 main arcs. Last time we, as Akasaka Mamoru, a metropolitan police officer from Tokyo, met Rika, Furude Rika, and he was enamored by her cuteness and imagined her as his ideal daughter type, until she acted possessed all of a sudden and began addressing him in a demeaning way and laughing at him and telling him that he'll regret it if he doesn't ditch this job and return to Tokyo immediately. So let's continue, because we're waiting that session with the informant that Oishi was supposed to set up for us. We misappropriated Metropolitan Police funds to pay the informant and Oishi, because Oishi's handling the money. So we're hoping to get a good return on our investment. So let us continue. First, we're going to read the tips that we earned last time, as we always do. Sorry, I'm a bit parched. My lips dry out fast too, so I gotta get them moist. Alright. Let's see those tips. Oh, we have one set in the present day with Mion and EDA. Interesting. Going smoothly. The sound of the car grew closer, followed by the sound of it braking as the engine cut out. At that moment, his up until now lackadaisical footsteps grew decisive as the man in the room dashed up to the wall beside the window and carefully peered outside. It was his comrade's car. Even so, he still didn't relax his guard. Eventually, the sound of footsteps approached the door. Thump. Let me do it again. It was the passcode.
帰ってきたんね。開けちょくれな。俺だ。
I'm back! Open the door already.
ああ、お疲れ。今開ける。
Ah, you must be tired. I'm opening it now. After the locks were undone and the door opened, a man appeared, his arms laden with swollen plastic grocery bags. The bags in his hands had Sevensmart written on them, with bread and milk cartons able to be glimpsed within. The contents of those bags were then spread out over a sheet on the floor.
カップラーメン買ってきちゃう。お湯沸かせな。小僧はどうしてる？
I bought some cup noodles, so go boil some water. What's the kid doing?
ずっと寝てる。
He's been sleeping the entire time.
手がかからなくて助かるよ。
Thank goodness he's not causing any trouble.
うんこ垂れるときは騒ぐけどな。
He did struggle a bit when he was about to crap himself.
漏らさせんな。練習は万一のとき、やばいって。
Don't let him crap his pants. It'd suck if it started smelling like an outhouse in there.
わかってるよ。
Yeah, I know.
猿グツワは定期的にチェックな。外れてもまずいん。きつくも締め付けちゃあん。
Check the gag every now and then. We don't want it to get loose, so keep it tight.
窒息させたら意味がなん。
But not so tight that he stops breathing.
わかってるって。
I said I know!
携帯コンロのガス缶頼まなかった？
Huh? Didn't I ask you to pick up another can of the gas for the portable stove?
もうガスねえよ。
We're out.
聞いてねえ。だは。
You never asked, you idiot.
マジかよ。ついてくれよ。くそ。
Seriously? Come on, work. Darn it! He rattled the portable stove as he struggled to get it to light. Or, let me reread that line, because I didn't think to go into my narrative voice. He rattled the portable stove as he struggled to get it to light. Seeing that, the man who went to buy supplies let out a deep sigh. And with a backwards glance at that sight, began to walk to the corner of the room. The kidnapped boy was sprawled out on a sheet that was spread out on the floor.
小僧、元気かいね。
Boy, you doing okay? Of course, the man didn't assume the kid was able to hear that question. That was because the boy's ears were plugged, with his eyes and ears thoroughly covered by packing tape. Also, his mouth was gagged with a thin, twisted-up towel. Because of that, the boy was unable to close his mouth properly, his cheeks sticky with his own saliva. Of course, that wasn't the only reason. Both his arms were tied tightly behind his back with a leather belt.
今んところ順調らし。命の心配はない。
You seem to be doing okay. At least, you're not gonna die.
お前のじいさんがしぶりよったん。耳たぶの一つも切り落とさなきゃならんかったんけ。やらんくて済んで助かりよんよ。
If your grandpa wanted to play tough, we might have had to lop off an ear. It'd be great if we don't have to.
本家はこうと決めたら鬼やんね。どんな残酷なこと命令するかも想像つかん。
If the main family says we do, though, tough luck. I can't even imagine what kind of cruel things they'd have us do.
その本家が小僧に傷一つつけるな言うてんから、とにかく順調なんだろんな。
The family says not one scratch on them, though, so it seems to be going well for the time being.
大臣はダム計画を撤回で水面下工作。ひなみ沢ダム計画は無期凍結へ。
The minister is discreetly withdrawing the dam project. The Hinamizawa Dam is indefinitely postponed.
小僧の解放はいつ頃になるんだろうな。
I wonder when we're letting the boy go.
早く一服したいもんだぜ。
I just want to be done with this already.
本家が決着のタイミング測ってるだし。いつになるかはあらんが、近いうちやんな。
The main family seem to be gauging the timing. I don't know when it will be, but probably soon.
よかったな小僧。もうじき解放されるぞ。
Isn't that a great kid? You'll be let go real soon. The men didn't know if their voices were heard by the boy. For him, there was nothing he could do but continue to sleep to escape his harsh reality.
それよん、ガスをどうするんね。ラーメン食えんよ。
More importantly, what are we gonna do about the gas? We can't eat the cup noodles raw.
ガス切れたなら言うてえな、もう。
If we're out of gas, say something, jeez. One second. Why I like rainy days. Okay. The weather forecast had predicted that it wouldn't rain at all this entire week. I think this is Akasaka's voice. The weather forecast had predicted that it wouldn't rain at all this entire week. It's not that I hate sunny days or anything. When every day is the same, unchanging sunny weather, however, anybody would long for a rain cloud or two. If it's simply clear skies for a week, a month, a year, Anybody would long for a rain cloud or two. The weather specialist said that they had carefully scrutinized the large quantity of past data, so it wouldn't be so likely for the forecast to be wrong. I knew as much. But even then, there was occasionally a day where I was hoping that it would be wrong as I stared up into the clear blue sky. Was I being mischievous in hoping so? I waited and waited, feeling almost suffocated by the boring blue sky undisturbed by a single cloud. Then why do they have clouds in the background here? If you could die from that suffocating feeling, then the population of Earth probably wouldn't have increased to this point. In other words, yards have officially commenced at 10:47 p.m. The only person who was being suffocated by this was me. I think a little while ago I yawned. And so, I welcomed the summer evenings where not even the weather forecast could predict a sudden shower. If I were to explain it like this, would you understand a bit more about how I feel? Let's say that tonight's dinner was going to be curry rice. Oh, this is Kate talking. I have to drastically change the voice then. Darn it, why do they not tell me this? It's like visual novels, like the entire medium has plotted to not tell you which voice you're doing until you've already gone down the wrong path. The weather forecast had predicted that it wouldn't rain at all this entire week. It's not that I hate sunny days or anything. When every day is the same, unchanging sunny weather, however, anybody would long for a rain cloud or two. If it's simply clear skies for a week, a month, a year, anybody would long for a rain cloud or two. The weather specialist said that they had carefully scrutinized a large quantity of past data, so it wouldn't be so likely for the forecast to be wrong. I knew as much, but even then, there was occasionally a day where I was hoping they would be wrong as I stared up into the clear blue sky. Was I being mischievous in hoping so? I waited and waited, feeling almost suffocated by the boring blue sky undisturbed by a single cloud. If you could die from that suffocating feeling, then the population of Earth probably wouldn't have increased to this point. In other words, the only person who was being suffocated by this was me. And so, I welcomed the summer evenings where not even the weather forecast could predict a sudden shower. If I were to explain it like this, would you understand a bit more about how I feel? Let's say that tonight's dinner was going to be curry rice. But when you're called down to the dinner table, what was waiting for you was instead an eggplant and bell pepper stir-fry. This is just on your mother's whim, by the way. I would be delighted by such whimsy. I don't really like eggplants or bell peppers, but still I would be delighted. I like to know exactly what I'm eating, and I like to be able to prepare myself. So sudden switch-ups kind of throw me for a loop, and I don't like that. I like to know what to expect. The fact that the pre-established routine of curry rice had been broken would be amusing. If tonight was repeated 100 times, and 100 times you had to eat curry rice, yet for just this one night that was changed to an eggplant and bell pepper stir-fry, there's no way you couldn't enjoy that chance happening. I think Chia-sensei would beg to differ, but that's another matter altogether. I hate pre-established routines. I really hate when things are all decided beforehand. I have no love for boredom. I always get my hopes up that something today will be different from yesterday, no matter how trivial. It's been decided that this entire week starting today was going to be clear skies. The weather forecast decided upon it, so the god of weather must also feel obliged to do so. Oh, please. My god laughs at plans. But who's to say that a rain cloud might not just show up one day on a whim? It's something that nobody could say for sure, but because that thought remains in this world, a creature such as myself can continue living without being suffocated. Tomorrow will probably be a hot and clear day. However, I'm the only one that knows that predetermined fate, even with but a slim 1% chance, sometimes changes. Okay. Hoping for that 1%, I hung up upside-down weather charms on my sunlit eaves troughs. In the end, I spent my days waiting for those unexpected things in life to happen. I pondered why I was hoping for it. Why was I hoping for a rain cloud? The answer was simple. I've had my fill of clear skies. Then why was I hoping for a rain cloud? The answer was simple. The fact that it was going to be sunny tomorrow was boring. So why was I hoping for a rain cloud? You ask too many questions, Keiichi. In the end, it doesn't really matter whether it rains or shines tomorrow. Basically, it was just the rain would water my heart, which was withered from boredom. That's why rather than a TV drama where the plot's already been decided, I prefer to look up at the sky. So he's a wild card in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia speak. Oh, goodness. I wonder if he also is versed in bird law and enjoys a good milk steak. Barley tea and black tea and a millstone. Barley tea is a very acquired taste, to put it lightly.
だいぶ血圧も良くなってきましたよ。そのお年でこれだけの回復力があるのは、いやいや、感服するばかりです。
Your blood pressure has improved. For you to recover this quickly at your age, I'm rather impressed.
お嬢さんなら100でも200でも元気にお過ごしになれますね。
At this rate, you'll still be kicking after a couple hundred more years, Oyo-san. The young doctor in his medical coat said that as he undid the blood pressure cuff from the arm of the old woman tucked away in her futon.
入江の先生は本にお上手で、
I don't...
わしんたいな死に損ないは早うしなんと若者の邪魔になっていけんね。
I don't really like her sprite. From the PS3 version, which is what we're using, which is the version of the sprites we're using here. You're a very good physician, Dr. Irie. If a persistent old fart like me doesn't hurry up and die, I'll just be in the way of you young folk. The old lady, Oryo, laughed faintly with a broad smile on her face. Then, turning towards the sliding door, she called out in a strong voice.
しみこさん、かたえこさんおらんね。入江先生に麦茶でも入れてやりゃな。
Shimiko-san or Taeko-san there. Bring some tea for Dr. Irie. The sound of rushed footsteps from the hallway drew closer, until finally the door slid smoothly open. What it revealed was a young girl. It looked like the old lady's granddaughter.
シミコさんは今日はもう上がっちゃったよ。
Oh, I've never
何か
seen...
よ。
I've never seen that shirt. Shimiko-san already left for the day. Do you need something?
みよ、入江の先生に麦茶を入れたってんな。
Mion, make some barley tea for Dr. Irie.
うん、了解。抹茶も飲む？
Okay, got it. Did you want some too, Granny?
紅茶の方がいい？
Or would black tea be better?
砂糖もミルクもたっぷり？
Want lots of milk and sugar?
わしが加減するから入れんでええんね。砂糖壺とミルクも一緒に持ってきてんな。
I'll measure it out myself, so you don't have to put any in. Just bring the sugar jar and some milk when you bring the tea.
はいはい。
Okay, okay. The girl named Mion, after giving a rather uninterested response to her taskmaster of a grandmother, returned to the hallway.
先生の麦茶は来客用のガラスジャーに入れるんよ。ちゃんとお座布団もつけてな。
Pour the doctor's tea in the cups for the guests, and make sure you bring a coaster too.
水滴もちゃんと拭き取っとくんね。
I'll also make sure to dry the outside of the glass, okay?
わかってるって。うっさいな。
Yeah, you're such a fussy pants. I can't believe she's talking that way to her Yakuza grandmother. A tired voice wafted a reply from down the hallway. The apathetic tone of voice was far from unusual. The old lady let a wry smile slip across her face as she chided the girl.
しょうがないやっちゃな。叱られるうちが離んねえなったく。
Jeez, that girl just won't learn. Nothing I ever scold her about sticks.
お嬢さんお嬢さん、まあ、そこまでは言わなくても、ミオンちゃんも若いなりに頑張ってますから。
Now, Oiro-san. You don't have to say that. Mion-chan is doing her best in her own way, even though she's so young.
あれの母親もな、しょうがないやっちゃったんね。よう似とる。
Her mother was the same way. Couldn't teach her anything. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
で、その母親の母親もまたそっくりなんじゃないですか？
So, her mother's mother must be exactly the same, no? The old lady burst out laughing. Her expression showed she hadn't taken the comment the wrong way.
入江先生、申し訳ない。症状開けてもらえんけんね。
Dr. Irie, I'm sorry, but could you open the doors for me?
風が涼しそうだわ。
It seems there's a nice cool breeze outside. The cool chirping of the Higurashi had at some point started leaking through the gap in the doorway. Irie stood up and opened the door a bit. A refreshing breeze pushed out the stale air that had built up in the room.
日中はだいぶ暑くなったように思うんですが、まだ朝夕は涼しいですね。夕べは少し肌寒いくらいでした。
Code the dialogue better. They really skimped on this arc. It's gotten fairly hot during the day, but the evenings are still rather cool, aren't they? It was almost downright chilly last night.
そんな朝夕もまたひなみ沢のいいところな。
Yeah, those types of mornings and evenings are another one of Hinamizawa's fine points. Irie replied with a smile as he returned to sit on the cushion beside the old lady. And then the two of them, for a little while, soaked in the voices of the Higurashi.
わしゃ100まで生きにせ。もうしばらくは死ねんよ。ダムの剣、きっちり蹴りつけるまでは、勘の蓋かって収まらんわ。
This is really long sentences, translated to be much shorter. I'm gonna try and live to 100. Until the business with Dam is proper finished, I ain't kicking the bucket just yet.
国が一度決めたことを撤回するのはなかなか難しいでしょうね。
I need to work on my Oryo voice. To get the government to withdraw a decision they've already made is a fairly difficult thing to do.
国のやることはな、いつの世もイシュースマースみたいなもんね。そんでもだいぶ重いやっちゃ。
The way this country does things is like turning a millstone. A heavy one at that.
石臼ですか？
A millstone?
知らんねか、イシュース。
Don't you know? A millstone. Irie quickly affirmed that of course he knew what the old lady was talking about, for he knew full well that Oryo didn't like having her stories interrupted.
国のイシュースはな、なんでもゴリゴリ引いちまうん。大したもんよ。
This millstone sea can grind anything to a pulp. It's rather impressive.
でもな、簡単には回らない。重い石臼なんねんな。
But you see, it doesn't turn that easy, because it's a rather heavy millstone.
たくさんの人間がせーのってやってようやくじりじりと動き出す。そんな石臼なんよ。
Lots of people have to work in unison to get it to even budge. It's that type of millstone.
Irie pursed his lips, listening quietly to what she was saying. Eventually, Mion returned with some tea laid out on a tray. Seeing that Oyo was talking and in a good mood, she quietly knelt down and laid out the sets for the barley and black tea, careful not to interrupt.
だから一度回り始めたら簡単には止められんね。回し始める一番初めが一番重い。
That's why, when it gets going, it's not that easy to stop. It takes the most effort to move it right before it starts turning.
それが嫌だからみんな手を休めんとゴリゴリ回し続けるんね。
Everybody hates that, so everybody keeps pushing it along without rest.
摩擦係数の話でしょ。確かにバッチャの話、理屈はあるね。
You're talking about friction, right? I get what you're saying.
ちゅうことはだ。何かの間違いで突然石臼が止まっちまったらまた回すにゃどえらい力がかかる。ちゅうこったな。
She's a fair bit shorter than she usually is, and if I may say, a little less busty. There's no way to say it without coming across as some sort of pervert, but you know, it's part of the physique. So this must be taking place in 1978. And they're obviously talking about the dam problem. And so this must be 12-year-old Mion.
So, in other words, if there's some sort of mistake and the millstone suddenly stops turning, to get it turning again takes a great deal of power, more or less.
確かに一度中断した計画をもう一度動かすのに必要なエネルギーはかなりのものでしょうね。
Certainly. To get a project that's been suspended going again takes quite a lot of work.
簡単には止められん石臼だけどな。一度止めれば二度とは回らん。
It's a millstone that isn't easily stopped. But once it's stopped, it'll never turn again.
そういう石臼よ。
It's that kind of millstone.
石臼を止めるいい手があればいいんですがね。
It'd be nice if there was some way to get that millstone to stop, wouldn't it?
When Irie responded with that, Mion and the old lady suddenly sunk into silence. Irie, instinctively thinking he had said something rude, searched in a small panic for the words to correct himself. But that silence was the result of rude words. For what crept across the Mion and the old lady's faces were contemptuous smiles. The atmosphere surrounding Irie suddenly froze, leaving him flabbergasted. Thinking that the scornful smiles creeping across both of their faces was the result of some mistake of his, you could only grow afraid. It hadn't been that long at all since he was enveloped by silence. However, unable to stand it, Irie could only let out a weak laugh. Irie's laugh eventually spread to Mion and the old lady. Not knowing exactly what they were laughing at, their laughter left a lingering chill. The only ones not laughing were the Higurashi, who continued their simple and unchanging chorus. Alright, that's it for the tips. Now on to the main story. Back onto the main story, I should say. Drink more water. Okay, let's continue. The phone suddenly rang. I woke up in a hurry. The clock read 9 p.m.
しまった。
Darn it!
定時連絡の時間を寝過ごした。
I slept past the time I was supposed to report in. I picked up the receiver.
赤坂様。
Phone simulator. Hold on, let me get it right. Akasaka-sama!
外線からお電話が入っておりますが、おつなぎしてもよろしいでしょうか。
You have a call from an outside line. Shall I connect you?
ご同僚の加納様と申されております。
It's from a coworker named Kano-sama. I knew it. I didn't call in, so they had phoned me.
すみません。つないでください。
Sorry, please put them through.
かしこまりました。
Understood.
おつなぎしますので、一度受話器を置いてお待ちください。
I'll connect you, so please hang up the receiver for the time being. After I had put down the receiver for a few seconds, the phone began to ring again.
はい、もしもし。
Yes, hello.
赤坂です。
This is Hakasaka.
赤坂くん？
Akasaka-kun?
加納です。
This is Kano.
お疲れ様。
Good work out there.
定時連絡がなかったので、こちらからかけました。
You didn't call in for your regular report, so we called instead.
そちらの状況はどう？
What's your situation? Leaving the lecture for later, my senior coworker got straight to the point.
今日はひなみ沢村へ実島に行きました。
Today I went to the village proper.
観光客を装うことで、村長以下の何人かの種同盟の要人との接触に成功。
Under the guise of a tourist, I managed to establish contact with the mayor and several other core members of the Defense Alliance.
何も聞き出すには至りませんでしたが、好印象を得て、明日以降へのつなぎを作ることができました。
I wasn't able to ask them anything, but I left a good impression and was able to make a bridge for my investigation from tomorrow onwards.
そう。
I see.
なかなか手際がいいね。
It looks like things are going smoothly.
赤坂くんのどこか初々しい感じがむしろ武器になったのかもしれないね。
I don't know how to take that. Akasaka-kun, you seem rather naive sometimes, but that might have worked in your favor.
まずは上守備ってところかな。
I guess you made some good progress for now.
比較するほど経験がないので、上守備かはわかりませんが。
I don't have the experience to make a comparison, so I don't know if it's that good or not.
とりあえず、今日のところは順調だと思います。
I think things went well for today, though.
県警での情報や地元警察の公安での情報と照らしてどう？
Did you find out anything from the prefectural local offices?
鬼ヶ淵死守同盟は白っぽい？
Does it look as though the Onagafuchi Defense Alliance is unrelated to this incident? I still didn't know. I should have been able to say that immediately. I only had to say that, but for some reason, I hesitated.
まだ調査中ですので、なんとも。
I'm still investigating, so I don't know what to say yet.
そう。
I see.
なるべく早めにね。
Could you let us know as soon as possible?
分かってると思うけど、今夜が終われば、誘拐から丸4日が経過する。
I think you understand, but after tonight, it'll have been a full 4 days since the kidnapping happened.
いつが時間切れという明白な区切りはないけど、時間の経過は確実に我々の状況を不利にしていく。
They didn't set a time limit, but it's obvious that time is not on our side.
それは分かってるよね。
I think you know that.
ええ。
Yeah,
分かっています。
I know.
迅速に。だけれど、細心の注意で調査を続けます。
I'll investigate a little quicker while still being careful about it.
うん。
Okay.
くれぐれも気をつけてね。
Be sure to look after yourself.
相手は暴力主義団体なんだから。
You're dealing with a violent organization here.
油断すれば危険もあり得るからね。
It might be dangerous to let your guard down.
危険が迫ったらすぐに連絡を。
If you feel that you're in any danger, contact me immediately.
その場合は地元公安に応援体制を入れられるようにするからね。
In that case, I could get the local public safety office prepared to help you.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
頑張ります。
I'll do my best.
他に赤坂君の方から連絡はある？
Anything else to report? I reported several bits of supplementary information, and at the very end I decided to ask.
そちらの調査の進展はどうですか？
How's the investigation going on your end?
うん。
Hmm.
こっちもみんな頑張ってるけど、なかなかはかどらないよ。
Everybody's doing their best here, but we're not making much progress.
何しろ、調べる団体が星の数だからね。
After all, the number of organizations we're investigating is vast.
だから、君の方の団体も白だと分かったらすぐに帰郷して、他の職員の応援に入ってもらいたいんだよ。
So, if you find out the one you're investigating is in the clear, we'll have you return to Tokyo to assist some of the other officers.
室長は、鬼ヶ淵も洗っとけって言ってるけど、俺は鬼ヶ淵なんかの反ダム住民団体なんかは、今回の件、全く無縁だと思ってるからね。
The chief is saying to dig up what you can on Onigafuchi, but I don't think a residential anti-dam protest group has any relation to the incident at hand.
職員一人を一団体調べさせるためだけに出張させるのは、すごく痛いよ、ほんと。
Sending somebody out just to investigate a single group makes me cringe, really. I'm sorry, I'm not taking any of this in. Okay. At this point, he was just complaining. He was telling me to stop taking time enjoying my trip, to finish up and get back quick. He was telling me to.
なるべく早めにケリをつけるようにします。
I'll try and resolve this as soon as I can.
うん、よろしくね。
Thanks. I'm counting on you.
じゃあ、他に何もなければ切るよ。
Well then, if there's nothing else, I'm hanging up.
はい。
Okay.
特にありません。
That's all I have. As we were ending our call, he scolded me thoroughly for being late with my regular report. After that, I hung up the phone and sprawled out on the bed. Come to think of it, I hadn't heard anything from Oishi. He was supposed to contact me about a time and place to meet with the informant tonight. I thought about getting angry with Oishi in retaliation for being scolded for forgetting my daily report. Come to think of it, though, Oishi didn't really say anything other than that he was gonna call tonight. Waiting for a phone call when you didn't know what time it was gonna come was in itself rather difficult. Just when I thought that, the phone rang. I picked up the receiver in a hurry.
もしもし。
Phone simulator again. Hello!
これはびっくりしました。
Oh, this is a surprise.
赤坂さん、あなた受話器取るの早いですね。
Akasaka-san, you're pretty quick to answer the phone.
警官辞めても大企業の営業で十分飯が食えますよ。
Or a regular user of dating chat lines or something.
まだ警官辞めた後のことなんか考えたこともありません。
I would never even try something seedy like that.
そこまで過剰に反応されると面白いな。
The way overworked is rather interesting.
しかしいけないな。因果な商売ですし、今から考えても遅くないですよ。
You wanna go to a place where you can have a little bit of mood fun?
遠慮いたしますので、本題に入ってください。
Yes,
大石さん。
please. I'll pass. So could you please get to the point, Oishi-san?
そうですか。それは残念です。じゃあ老後の話は次の機会にでも。
Too bad. We'll leave that for next time then.
では本題に。
Well, I'll get to the point.
Many of the executives in the Onegafuchi Defense Alliance had a lot of sway in the neighboring regions. Even in Okinomiya, there were a lot of people with relations in the village. That's why meeting in the Shibone Market District, far from Okinomiya, was a matter of course.
赤坂さん、こっちこっち。
Akasaka-san, over here!
ちょっと迷いましたか。
Did you get a little lost?
北口からの方が遠回りだけど、道は分かりやすかったかもしれませんね。
Coming from the north entrance might have been a bit of a detour, but it was easier to give directions from there.
いえ、遅れて申し訳ありませんでした。
No, I'm sorry for being late.
夕飯はもう食べちゃいました。
Did you eat dinner already?
ええ、
Yeah,
済ませてあります。
I already did.
じゃあ、お酒の飲めるお店に行きましょうか。
Well then, should we go to a place where we can get a drink?
洋酒派、
Do you prefer Western alcohol?
日本酒派、
Or maybe sake?
女の子のいる店といない店はどっちがいいですかね。
Would you prefer a place with or without women?
お構いなく。
Don't worry about it.
勤務中は飲みませんので。
I don't drink while I'm on the job. Hearing that, the man that Oishi had brought along bent backwards as he guffawed, clapping Oishi on the shoulder.
ねえ、
See?
初々しい人でしょ。
Isn't he just adorable?
その分ちょっぴりサービスしてあげてくださいよ。
In exchange, can you give him a bit extra?
あのお金は全部彼のお財布から出てるんですからね。
And that money all came from this guy's wallet, you know.
The man that Oishi had brought seemed almost like a ticket scalper or a bookie. Even his appearance was dubious. The informant grinned deviously.
おい坊主、
Hey, boy.
お前旦那にいくら渡した？
How much did you give this guy?
だいぶ途中でつまみ食いされてんぞ。
It looks like there was quite a bit skimmed off the top, you know.
大石氏への仲介手数料も含めていますから、それも含んだ上です。
Oishi's handling fee was included, so I took that into account. It seemed that the informant expected a more extravagant reaction on my part. When I responded matter-of-factly, he realized that I was an entirely different type of person than he was. But rather than putting a distance between us, it seemed that I had piqued his interest.
だから言ったでしょ。
I said it, didn't I?
真面目な人なんです。
He's the serious type.
でもね、赤坂さん。
But you see, Akasaka-san,
私たちのような職種の人間は豊富な社会経験がとても武器になるんですよ。
people in a line of work like ours can really use their wealth of experience to their advantage.
女の子がいて、お酒が飲めるお店での経験がどう武器になるか疑問です。
I'm wondering exactly how the experience of drinking in a bar with women would work to my advantage. The informant, unable to contain himself, clutched at his stomach as he guffawed, heedless of the people watching.
いや、もう。
Oh, lordy!
赤坂さんはいちいち察しがいいな。
Akasaka-san, you really can judge people.
よっ、さすが高学歴。
That's what an education does for you.
大石さん、
Oishi-san,
あなたどこかで飲んできましたね。
you've been drinking somewhere, haven't you?
酔っ払ってます。
Are you drunk?
オフタイムに飲んで何が悪いんですか？
What's wrong with drinking when I'm off duty?
あなたは勤務中でも私はオフ。
Even if you're working, I'm not.
オフ。
He's drunk as a skunk. Oishi, who was the sort that would fool around to begin with, was in such a good mood I couldn't figure out a way to deal with him. Completely different than me, who had come worried about getting every bit of information I could. Oishi-san, after taking so much money, you were supposed to get me information worth at least as much. I thought this, but then realized that I was getting my information from the informant, so it didn't matter how drunk Oishi was. There was nothing I could complain about, but I still felt slightly riled up. Oishi and the informant, it was no doubt a fake name, but he introduced himself as Sato, led the way deeper and deeper into the back streets of the market district. Even though the market was bustling, a couple of turns off the main street and you were in a desolate alleyway. Oishi started climbing a set of stairs on the side of a seedy building. There wasn't any sort of signage, so I couldn't tell if the place was open or if it was even a store at all. Signage? I've never heard that word in the English language. It's not far from, realism, but I've just never heard it.
安心してください。
Don't worry.
怪しい店じゃありませんよ。
This isn't a dubious place.
Those words coming from Oishi's mouth had absolutely no credibility. I was about to say his words sounded pretty dubious themselves. Beyond the door was thankfully a typical mahjong parlor. I was relieved that it wasn't the sort of suspicious place I had to be on my guard about. Let me get a tissue. I need to clear my nasal passage. Okay.
はい、いらっしゃい。
Welcome, welcome.
あら、大石さん、お久しぶり。
Oh, Oishi-san. It's been a while.
こっち入ります？
Want to join in?
すぐ開きますよ。
There'll be a free spot soon.
いいえ。今日はセットですからいいです。
No, I'm here with the group today, so it's fine.
お、待たせましたね。
Oh, sorry to keep you waiting.
Mahjong is a game played with 4 people. It seems that a middle-aged man who was going to be our 4th had already arrived and was waiting for us. Okay. I mean, I know that Mahjong is a game. It's played with tile pieces. I don't know how to play it. Maybe I'll try to learn one of these times.
遅えぞクラウド。
There sure are a lot of computer games for Mahjong, so it's not like it's unknown in the West, but it's not, it's sort of like in that gray area between being known and being unknown. Most people have heard of it, and like the likes of housewives and such that get addicted to like the simple arcade-style computer games with like the bubble popping and sliding, Bejeweled, Tetris, all that kind of stuff. They might have played mahjong. You're late, Kuraudo. I don't even remember his voice.
俺はもう帰ると思ってたんだから。
You're late, Kuraudo. I think I was just thinking of going home.
She made an excuse for why we had taken so long. Eventually, realizing that I was a new face, the other man grew interested.
彼は赤坂さん。
赤坂さん。
東京からはるばる出張されてきた将来有望な新人さんです。
He's a rookie who came all the way from Tokyo on assignment. We have high hopes for him.
I'm still trying to add just a little bit of drunk slur to his speech.
坊主。
Boy.
お前麻雀はできんのか？
Can you play mahjong?
まあ学生時代にそこそこに。
A huge gunky swab of Burt's Bees came off on my lip. Well, I played a bit when I was still a student. Sato and the old man cackled in unison. Their plot to sucker me out of my money was painfully obvious.
緊張続きの出張で疲れておいでだろうと思いましてね。
Oh, you just want more money, fat pig.
I thought you'd be a bit tired from your assignment leaving you on edge all the time.
一つ今夜は心の選択でもして差し上げましょうかと思いまして。
So I thought I'd give you a night to cleanse your spirit.
今さら野暮なことを聞きますが、私たち警察官ですよね。
I know asking this now might be stupid, but we're betting money on this, aren't we? That. It's a lot. Just saying that is a lot easier than redoing all three voices and not having them come together. Because it's not like a multi-track recording or anything.
まあそれは一個なしで。
Well, you see, just a little.
I never gamble. If I will, it's only like coins and amongst family. But only change. I will never gamble more than that. I don't even do lottery tickets.
なーに、実際にはかけるわけじゃありませんよ。
It's just a little for funsies.
この後いいお店に遊びに行くときに誰が全員分を払うのか決めるだけですって。
But it doesn't matter who loses, because after this, we're using that money to go play at a very nice place.
遊びに行く？
Go and play?
どんな店に遊びに行くんですか？
What kind of place would you be doing that? Without reservation, the three of them started suggesting places like cabarets, high-class clubs, and even brothels. At the very least, they were the type of places that you couldn't go to with money that was just for funsies.
私のお金は先日、大石さんに根こそぎ預けて支払いは不可能ですし、仕事の都合があるので長居はできないのですが。
Oishi-san took all my money the other day, and I also have work to do, so I can't stay for long.
じゃあ、坊主が勝てばいいじゃねえかよ。
No, all you have to do is win.
おめえが勝ったら、この雀荘の支払いはなしで、クラウドに仕事の話でも何でもすればいい。
If you win, then you can use that money to pay for this table, and you can talk to Graudo about work or whatever.
No matter what happened, it seemed like they were intent on playing mahjong for free. I would have to fasten my resolve a bit. If I was going to be underestimated like this forever, it was going to get in the way of my work.
わかりました。
I understand.
では、少しだけお付き合いします。
Then I'll play with you guys for just a bit.
私が勝ったら、アフターの遊びは一切なしで、すぐに仕事の話に入ってもらいますからね。
If I win, you guys don't get any of the money or get to go to any of these dirty places. And we talk about work right away.
でー
Yeah,
ですとも。
Bring it on.
俺が勝ったらフラワーのブルーマーメイドに直行だからね。
If I win, we're headed straight to the Blue Mermaid on Flower Road.
おやっさんも好きだな。
This old life here likes that place too.
私はもちろん馴染みの店をはしごしまくりですよ。
Of course, we're going to hop between all the places where they keep the girls coming.
あっけみちゃん。 佐藤さんはどうします？
What about you, Sato-san?
私は静かに飲めるお店でいいですよ。
I prefer a place where we could drink quietly.
静かにバニーさんとでしょ？
Like a nice quiet place where you could play footsies with a bunny girl?
この間飲みに行った時、あんたバニーさんの尻尾を引っこ抜いちゃったでしょ。
The last time we went drinking, he pulled the tail right off that bunny girl's ear.
あれ結局弁償だったの？
And you end up having to pay for that.
マスターに縫製代とか言われて一本ドンペリ開けられたな。
The owner ended up charging what he called a tailoring fee.
What a lively table this was. I could tell the other customers were glaring at us while we loudly continued our crude conversation. Speaking of which, the fact that I assumed I was the same was a bit disheartening. Oh, she had taken all the money I brought, so everything I had left was out of my own pocket. In addition, there wasn't that much left of that either. If I kept on hanging around him like this, through his goading, my wallet would disappear into the night. I had to somehow win and return the conversation to my job. But these people, no matter how you looked at it, were pretty good. Sorry, Yukie.
そんじゃこれでリーチっと。
Well then, I'll just go Riichi!
Well, the old man and Sato-san probably won't fall for this silly Riichi. I wonder if Akasaka-kun will spit out what I...
Well, the old man and Sato-san probably won't fall for this silly Riichi. I wonder if Akasaka-kun will spit out what I need.
クラウドのリーチなんざどうせこの辺だろ。
At any rate, Geraldo's hand is probably holding something like that, huh?
この辺なら通るだろ。
In that case, this one ought to go through.
それ
There!
Oh! The old man's pretty good. He's quietly trying to use one of my safe towers to complete his hand, isn't he? Alright.
The old man's pretty good. He's quietly trying to use one of my safe toes to complete his hand, isn't he? It seems that Akasaka-kun has at least learned the ropes when it comes to guarding against someone's reach. But that'll be his downfall.
どうした坊主。
What's wrong, boy?
サクッと切らねえか
Did you hurry up and discard?
い。よくわからなかったらクラウドと同じもんを切ってりゃ安全だぞ。
If you're not sure, anything that Geraldo's already thrown away should be safe now.
Akasaka-kun's really fretting over this one. It was glaringly obvious that he has a safe tower to discard, but he didn't want to throw it away because it was moving farther from completing his hand. They're so nice when they're young and innocent. Come on, hurry up and throw out the kicker! If you gave me the winning tile, we'd be headed to an establishment where I could do with all sorts of looking...
Ah! I do not need to read that sentence with my eyes or with my mouth.
If he gives the old man his wing tail, we'd be headed straight to the place for maids and bloomers.
これは通りますか？
This will go through, right? He looked up.
looked up as he hesitantly threw out a tile that was... Oh, too bad.
おいおい、危ねえパイだぞ。
Hey, now, that's a dangerous town, you know.
クラウド、通るのか？
Koro, does that go through?
いい通りますよ。
Yeah, yeah. Seems this time you were lucky. As long as Ron kept going, I could still win off the draw. But after that, Akasaka-kun managed to luckily avoid throwing any bad tiles, and somehow the round managed to end without anybody completing a hand.
テンパイ
Tenpai.
天敗。
Tenpai.
同点
No tem.
Sato-san keenly anticipated that two players were in Lichi, and had decided to play it safe. What a cool-headed way of playing. Now, let's see. What kind of hand did Akasaka-kun have? When the round ends with nobody winning in Mahjong, anybody in Tenpai has to show their hand. But if you're not in Tenpai, you have no obligation to reveal it. Your average beginner would normally show their hand even if they weren't in Tenpai, and start a commotion about how if this tile or that tile came, they would be in Tenpai. But he didn't. Being stingy.
Okay.
どうだと坊主
How do you do, boy?
ちょっと見せてみ
Come on and show me.
Sato-san reached over to flip the hand that Akasaka-kun casually placed face down.
なんじゃこりゃ
What the heck is this?
He was nowhere near Tenpai. Was Akasaka-kun totally bad at this after all? Right then, as the old man compared the tile from Akasaka-kun's hand to the discard pool, a puzzled expression crossed his face.
坊主、
Boy,
おめえ、この辺りで張っとるだろ。
you were in Tenpai right around here, weren't you?
どうして切った？
Why did you break your hand?
マンズの高いあたりが急に高騰しましたので抑えました。
The higher Manzu tiles suddenly got more valuable, so he suppressed them.
大石さんのリーチに対して安全性が高まったのにです。
Even though with Oishi-san's Riichi, the chance that they were safe tiles had increased.
筋でさばけば無難なのにわざわざ抑えた方がいる。
It would have been in no trouble if he read the discards, but he went out of his way to keep them out of play.
おう、
Oh,
クラウドの天敗など鼻から論外。っていうわけか？
so Koro thought this Tenpai was no good from the start, in other words.
I have no idea what's going on here. I'm just reading what's put in front of me.
相当高度な引っ掛けでなければ私の宝珠を期待したぬるめの手かと思って。
If it wasn't such a high-level trap, I would have thought that you were waiting for me to throw out the winning tile.
それよりもダマで張ったあなたの方がとりあえずは問題でした。
But the more concerning thing is that you were in Tenpai and didn't say anything.
いつ天敗したのに気づいた？
When did you realize I was in Tenpai?
この辺りですか。
Around here?
ノンタイムで4連続で切ってますよね。
You throw out 4 tiles in a row immediately.
初めは食い替えかと思いましたが私をチラチラ見ていたので期待しているんだと気づきました。
At first I thought you were just discarding redundant tiles, but I noticed you were glancing over at me. And realized you were waiting for something.
Akasaka-kun, you...
赤坂さん、あんた麻雀始めてどのくらい？
Akasaka-san, when did you first start playing Mahjong?
There's a typo there.
高校から大学くらいまでの間しかやっていませんよ。
I never did, except in high school and university.
さあ続けましょう。
Now, let's continue.
佐藤さんはテンパイしなかったから流れて次は私ですね。
Since Sato-san wasn't in Tenpai and the round ended without a winner, then I'm next, right?
おや
The next dealer. cutting a thread on my sock. It seems like
Akasaka-kun is really aware of how the game flows. We thought we'd just go and eat him alive, but it looks like that isn't going to be so easy.
大石さん、想図が濃すいですね。
foil the eroGGs, Akasaka. Ohoi-san, looks like you're going for the bamboo tiles.
回しますか。
Should I put some in play?
この坊主
This boy,
クラウド降りるな
Geraldo, don't back down.
あと3ついい灰が来ればな。
As long as I get 3 more good tiles.
佐藤さんはうまくいきそうです。
Savo-san, think you can do it?
くそ
Darn it.
食いたんで引きずり下ろすか。
I'll just force you to go for a cheap Tanyo. Tanyo. Is that Tanyo or Tanyo? I'm gonna assume Tanyo. I'll just force you to go for a cheap Tanyo.
G だ
G.
チーですか。
Straight.
じゃあすみません。それポンです。
Well, sorry, I'm going to upon that tile.
Oh no, going to kill 3 of a kind after he declared a straight? Trying to override and interfere?
坊主おめえ離れしとるな
Boy, you're getting pretty used to this.
まさか。
Oh no.
私が生まれる前から打ってるような方々とは比べようもないですよ。
I couldn't even compare to you guys who have been playing since before I was even born.
あ、それです。
Let's game. Ron.
トイトイ赤赤ドラさん。
Triplets, 2 red Dora and 3 more Dora.
親ですからね。ちょっぴり高いですよ。
I'm the dealer, so this will cost you quite a bit.
くわ
赤坂さんやるな。
Akasaka-san, nice job!
こりゃ我々も本気を出さないと。
No, we'll have to get serious.
ねえ。
Won't we?
本気のついでに展望も出してもらいましょうかね。
Well, can you get serious about handing over your points?
私は眠いんで、手っ取り早く終わらせます。
I'm tired, so let's end this quickly.
Akasaka-kun, this is somehow unreal. Before I could realize it, there is an ominous cold air emitting from beneath Akasaka-kun's feet.
ぬるいですね。
How blase.
マンズのリャンウーパーが笑ってませんか？
The 2, 5, and 8 Manzus are laughing at you.
くしょ
Darn it!
坊主てめえ
Boy, you!
クラウドおめえ差し込め
Geraldo, finish it!
坊主の親とっとと下ろすぞ
You have to end the boy's turn as dealer!
悔しいですがどうやらそうした方が賢明なようですね。
I hate to admit it, but it seems like the best option.
出た
There it is!
どうだ
No!
太陽ドラ1
Simple straights and 1 Dora!
すみませんね。頭っ鼻です。
Sorry, head bump. Wrong.
ピンフ。
Straight.
頭っぱねだ
A head bump?
小僧のくせに
You darn brat!
小僧。
Brat.
小僧が相手だと
So you'd play
バ
that.
カバカしくて手を緩むってわけですか。
So you'd play that sloppily against a brat.
じゃああんたその小僧以下ってわけですね。
Guess that means you were worse than a brat yourself.
面白いな。
It's so interesting.
あんたら連中は決まって小僧だ坊主だって言うよ。
The way you guys call people things like brat, boy.
あ、赤坂くん
Akasaka-kun.
赤坂くんですよね。
That is you, isn't it?
なんだかムードが変わりまくりなんですがね。
It feels like you're a totally different person.
私をかもって今晩はいいお酒を飲むおつもりだったんでしょうが。
You thought that I, being a sucker, would let you drink some good booze tonight.
どうやら皆さんの当ては外れそうです。
Seems that you were a little off the mark. Boom.
単品3色赤1ドラ1。
Triple straight, red Dora and another Dora.
お張ってやがったか。
I actually did it!
だからあんたぬるいよ。
That's why I'm saying you guys are slacking.
いくらダマだからってこんなにぬるい三面なんだから読んでくれなくっちゃ。
No matter how you look at it, you have to be able to read such an obvious three-way way.
Akasaka-kun chuckled as he rested his chin in his hands. That pose was so fitting it was almost scary.
おいクラウド、
Grondo!
話がちげえぞ。
This is what we discussed!
初々しいカモがネギ背負ってきたって言ったのは誰だ。
Golak said he wasn't a naive sucker ripe for the picking!
いや
You got hustled. Oish.
Nah.
誰でしょう、ね、
Who could it be?
おいさまずいよ。
Oish, this is bad.
このままじゃ負けるよマジで。
If it keeps going like this, we're seriously going to lose.
Akasaka-kun, for you to make me get serious. Looks like you really want to be milked dry.
ポン
Boom,
ポン。
boom.
気前がいいですね。もう一回ポンです。
That sounds nice. One more time. Boom.
Akasaka-kun was almost singing at this point. The tiles he had opened were all pin tiles. You can't be serious. Are you really going for the flush?
ポン
Boom.
坊主正気か。
Boy, are you right there?
4つも晒したらおめっぱいが1つだけじゃねえかよ。
You've opened 4 sets. You only have 1 tile left, you know!
そうですね。
That's right.
知ってます？
Did you know?
短期待ちって一番読まれにくいらしいですよ。
Waiting on a single tile is the hardest thing to read.
バカかてめえ。
Are you an idiot?
そこまで染めて晒しといて今更出ると思うんじゃね
With that much of your hand revealed, you don't think we give you a tile you need, do you?
え。読めてますよ若坂さん。
I know what you're doing, Akasaka-san.
それ真実でも本質でもないんでしょ
That's not a flush or a half flush, is it?
う。4つポンした時点でトイトイは成立してますからね。
The fact that you called Boom 4 times means you're already in position for an old triplet hand.
あんた今絶好の単独トップ。
Right now, you're far and away in the lead.
こいつは均一と見せかけてトイトイで食おうという挑発手でしょう。
You're trying to show a flush and goad us into giving you triplets, aren't you?
そう思うならピンズ切ってみます？
If that's what you think, wanna try throwing out some beans?
大石さんの牌の左5つ。
You left 5 tiles in your hand. Oish-san.
さっきから切り損ねてるピンズですよね。
They're bean tiles you're reluctant to throw away, aren't they?
それを端から順に切ってみたらいいんじゃないですか？
Why don't you try discarding them in order from the left?
You must be joking. Is he a mahjong god? If not, he had to be the main character of a manga or something.
Classic Iriyuki 07 fourth wall break.
At that moment, the old man sent me a sign under the table. The message was simple and clear.
クラウド。
クラウド。
叩き潰せ。
Crowdo! Do it! Crush him!
こんな若い子に様は好きじゃないんですがね。
I don't think it's kids like this.
Oh, come on. You will shift your morals whenever it suits you.
あうここまで舐められて今さら引けるか
Idiot! After being disrespected like this, we can't pull back now.
もう知りませんよ。ではどうぞ。
Well, I'm not responsible for what happens, you know. Go ahead.
行くぞ坊主
Here we go, boy.
リーチだ
Eat it.
オープンで行くぞ
We'll open.
ピンズの一数値待ちだ
I'm waiting for a 147 of beams.
Most likely, the tile that Akasaka-kun was waiting for was one of those tiles. With this, Akasaka-kun was no longer capable of winning the hand. When I drew from the wall, I switched out the tile that Akasaka-kun would draw. The tile that I put in was the one beam. One of the tiles that the old man was waiting on. Akasaka-kun discarded it a little while ago, so there was no threat of it being the one he needed.
おい坊主の番だぜ
Come on, it's your turn, boy.
I knew he struggled that the tile he drew was the one beam. Of course, he couldn't discard it.
坊主
Boy.
分かってると思うがオープンリーチに振り込んだら100万払いだぜ
You must be aware, but if you discard into an open riichi, it's worth the limit, you know.
言われるまでもありませんよ。
You don't have to tell me that.
The tile that came from Akasaka-kun's hand was an honor tile. That's something. There's only one north wind tile left, isn't there? You were counting on a really rough wait, weren't you? But with this, Akasaka-kun's fate was decided.
カズ
Brat,
命拾いしたな
you're lucky you're safe.
だが手配は1名だ
But your hand only has a single tile.
逃げきれなくなることもあるんじゃねえのか
You think you'll be able to run away the rest of this round?
やっぱりそういうことか。
Just as I could expect, it's gonna be like that.
Akasaka-kun glared at the old man with a discerning eye. This guy had pretty good instincts. Did he figure out we were cheating?
やめましょうよやっさん。赤坂君の方が2、3枚は上手です。
Let's stop this. Akasaka-kun is a step or two ahead of us.
バルここまで来てやめられるか次行け掴ませちまえ
This old man's getting greedy.
Fool! You think we could stop after we'd come this far? Next! Make him try!
The next tile Akasaka-kun would draw was the 7 beam. With that, it would be sealed. No matter which one he discarded, he'd play right into the old man's hand. An unavoidable full payout! When I drew my tile, I sneakily swapped Akasaka-san's... What? Akasaka-kun suddenly sneezed, collapsing the wall of tiles in front of him.
なおいおい何やってんだ
Hey, what are you doing?
すみません。ついくしゃみをした拍子に山を崩しちゃって。
Sorry, I accidentally knocked over the wall when I sneezed.
バップ払いですね。
There's a penalty for that, right?
上だから4000オールですか
I'm the dealer, so 4,000 to everybody.
それとも、バップは積み棒に
Or is the penalty my point sticks?
Unable to hold back, I guffaw. Akasaka-kun, knowing he was going to be cornered a second time and unable to escape, he took the drastic measure of knocking over his own
や
wall.
るな坊主
You're a good boy.
役満払いをそういう手で防ぐとはな。
To get away from a full payout like that.
大石さんもそんな見え見えの積み込みは勘弁してください。
Oi-san, could you not bother putting me in such an obvious trap?
これが馬場なら今ので卓をひっくり返してたところですよ。
If we were at Baba, this would have been the point where I flipped the table.
いえ、すみません。
No, sorry.
あなたを侮っていましたよ。
I underestimated you.
あなたどうしてお強いじゃないですか。
For some reason, you're really good, aren't you?
正直に話さんかい。
Answer me honestly.
若い頃はだいぶ慣らしたんだろ。
You got a lot of experience when you were younger, didn't you?
早稲田高田の馬場あたりでだいぶ遊ばせてもらいました。
I played quite a bit around Waseda and Takada no Baba.
ちょっと勝ちまくりすぎて馴染みの店に出禁を食らいました。
The place I was accustomed to going to had pretty high rates and they chewed me out.
今の家内にだいぶ怒られて足を洗ったんです。
I made the woman who would become my wife pretty angry, so I washed my hands of it all.
勝ちまくりすぎて。
Raise the stakes too high.
あんた当時はどのくらいの勝率でやってたの？
How much were you playing for at the time?
メンツにもよりましたが歌舞伎町あたりで打つときはほぼ負けなしでした。
It depends on who I was playing with, but it was more expensive when I played in Kabukicho.
特に相手があれ系の人の時は命かかってましたからね。
The largest stakes I played with were about 20 times the standard rate.
20 times?
What kind of stakes were those? Did you have Yakuza at your table? Or pro baseball players?
なんだ
What's this?
クラウド
Crowd!
このタクは
You buffoon!
お前どっからこんなプロ雀士みたいなの引っ張ってきたんだ。
Where did you pull this professional from?
もうやめだやめ。
I give up!
ああも
Jeez!
う坊主おめえの勝ちだ。
Boy, it's your win!
降参
I surrender!
ありがとうございます。光栄です。
Thank you very much. It was an honor.
いや。
Oh my!
しかし赤坂さん、あんた打つと性格変わるね。
Akasaka-san, your personality really changes when you play.
なんで就職なんかしたの？
Why do you even have a day job?
あんたならフリーで十分に飯食っていけるじゃない。
You'd have no problem living as a freelancer.
プロ雀士には腕と月の両方が必要なんですよ。
To be a pro mahjong player, you need both talent and luck.
私には後者がありませんでしたから。
I didn't have anything like that supporting me.
好きなんてその時の運不運だろ。
Luck is luck, you know.
あんたほどの腕があれば十分にいけると思うがな。
With somebody of your skill, I think you'd be able to make it pretty far.
波の月じゃダメなんですよ。
Normal luck doesn't cut it.
関したら3回に1回くらいはそのままカンドラが4つ乗ってここぞという時に狙ってリンシャンが引ける。
Calling a count one time out of 3, you can aim to win on the extra draw with 4 Dora.
そのくらいじゃないと。
That kind of luck.
赤坂君、そんなのが頻繁にできたらそれはもう超能力者ですよ。
Akasaka-kun, if you can judge something like that, you're already bordering on the supernatural.
いえ、イカ様でも超能力でもなくそのくらいの打ち手は結構いるんですよ。
No, there's plenty of people who could do that without cheating or superpowers.
新宿で知り合った泣くたびにドラが乗りまくる雀士なんか鬼のように強かったですし。
There's a person I met in Shinjuku who get Doras every time he blinked. He was as strong as a demon.
横浜で打ったプロなんかは当たり前のように一発で引き当ててましたからね。
There's a pro I played with in Yokohama who would draw the tile he needed immediately after calling it ichi, like it was an everyday thing.
私にはああいう月がないんです。
I don't have that kind of luck. What type?
What types of folks were those? They weren't named Ryu or Satoshi by any chance?
I
と
guess
い
I
うわ
would
けで
get it.
総合トップは私でよろしいですね。
They must have been like the champions of their day or something. Well then, is it alright if I'm declared the overall winner then?
へいへいへい
Yeah, yeah!
乾杯でございますよ
We totally lost.
うんふんふんふん
負けた負けた
I lost! I lost!
久しぶりに大負けだ
It's been a while since I lost this big!
しかし打ってる時の坊主気合入ってたな。
Still, when you were playing, boy, you were pretty into it.
結構怖かったぜ。
It was kind of scary.
よく言われます。
I hear that a lot.
自分ではそんなに目つき変えてるつもりはないんですがね。
I don't mean to change gears like that, though.
そんなに怖い目になってましたか？
Did I really look that scary?
The three of us nodded emphatically in agreement. So that was Akasaka-kun, the Mahjong prodigy. Before he goes home from his assignment, maybe I could have him go play at a high-stakes table in my place. But it's not good to get greedy.
じゃあ仕方ないや
Well then, nothing for it.
約束です
It was a promise.
夜の学習会はこれでお開きにしましょ
We'll break up our little late-night study group right now.
う申し訳ありませんねおやっさん
Sorry about this, old man.
今夜はこれでお開きです
That's it for tonight.
しゃあねえな
Nothing you could do.
冷えて寝るわ
I'm going home to sleep.
体力つけんと体が持たん
My body won't last like this.
お仕事が大変なんですか？
Problems at work?
ああおやっさんはひなみ沢ダムの第一工区の監督さんなんです
We know what happens to him. We know big time what happens to him. Let's just say they still haven't found one of the limbs, as Tomitake would say.
No, he's the foreman of the primary construction site at the Hinamizawa Dam.
住民とは連日小競り合いをしてますからね
He's betting is with the residents every day.
しんどい商売ですよ
It's rough business.
来年あたり第二航空も任されちまうかもしれねえな
That's pretty optimistic. I can see why you played as you did. It's your predictions at the mahjong table are about just as good as your predictions otherwise.
Well, next year I might be in charge of the second site as well.
黒田さん血圧上がりまくりって聞いたしよ
I heard that Kuroda-san was peeing blood.
身が持たねえや
He won't hold out much longer.
おやっさんなら大丈夫でしょう
You'll be alright, old man.
あなた見た目よりも面の皮厚めですしね
Your skull is thicker than it looks.
俺だって仏じゃねえからな
Not exactly a saint, you know.
Well, with the places you were planning to go tonight, I can believe that.
腹渡にくり返る時あるぞ
There's times that just make my blood boil.
特に園崎のあの小娘は我慢がならん
I especially can't stand dealing with that bratty daughter of Sonozaki's.
あいつの顔面いつか簡単には治らんくらいに歪ませたろって思ってる
I think one of these days I'm gonna rearrange your face.
Will you do it with a missing arm?
まあまあまあ
No, no, no.
でも給料はいいんでしょ
At least the pay is good, right?
かなり破格の給金だって聞きましたよ
I heard the wages were pretty exorbitant.
おっとりめえだ
Of course they are.
あんなに世知辛い職場で給料が安かったら誰も残らんよ
If the pay was cheap, nobody would hang around that
Gosh, awful job.
あ、クラウド。警察はいつになったら村の人間全部追っ払ってくれるんだ。
Hey, Geraldo! Exactly when are the police gonna tell all the villagers to shove off?
国から立ち退き命令とか出てるんだろ。
There'll be a notice of eviction for the government, right?
ねえ、どうなってるんでしょうね。
Maybe. I wonder what'll happen.
The old man, who identified himself as the foreman of the Hinamizawa Dam, spewed a few complaints until he felt better about it, then left quietly. And we're back to Akasaka as the protagonist now.
じゃ、行きましょう。
Well then, let's go.
あとは佐藤さんに任せますかね。
I'll leave the rest to Sato-san.
大石さんは帰られるんですか？
Oi-san, are you going home?
私が一緒でもお邪魔しちゃうだけでしょ。
If I'm here, I'll just be in the way, won't I?
それに佐藤さんの仕事を買ったのはあなたです。
Besides, the one who bought Sato-san's services was you.
私は対価を払ってませんからね。
I didn't pay for my share.
Oi-san was kind of sketchy, but he was strangely conscientious about some things. I felt quite a bit of a gap between myself and Oi's generation. From that part of him I didn't comprehend.
じゃあ坊主、
I'm boy.
いや、ジャンシ様にもう坊主なんて言えねえな。
Yes, the appropriate term would be master.
No, I can't call Mr. Mahjong here boy no more.
赤坂くんでよかったっけ？
Kun? Try Sama.
Is Akasaka-kun alright with you?
はい。
Come on. If you were such a master of gambling, just a moment ago, you could have pushed for something more, honorifics-wise. Yes.
じゃあ赤坂くん、
Then, Akasaka-kun,
行こうか。
shall we go?
では赤坂さん、
Well then, Akasaka-san.
また
Later.
何か困ったことがあったらいつでも頼りに来てくださいね。
If you're having any trouble, you can tell me anytime.
大石さんにお支払いできるような対価はもう持ってませんよ。
I don't have any more money to pay you, you know that?
んじゃ、今度の勝負で少し手加減してもらえたらチャラにしますよ。
Okay, if you go easy on me the next time, we'll be even.
Oishi, seemingly still not having had his fill of playing around, but without overstaying his welcome, disappeared into the night. Higurashi no Naku Koro ni. Alright, well. The chapter's far from over, but I've ruined my throat. So I'm going to take a slight break and get a Klondike bar, or half of one. So I'm going to put up the Be Right Back screen. I mentioned it before, but all my Klondikes in an 18-pack got all funky because one time I was away from vacation for a week, the fridge stopped working, and so all the oil in the Klondike ice cream melted and leaked outside of the actual shell and congealed outside the shell, and then all that's left on the inside is just pretty much frozen milk. So I have to mash it all up and enjoy it that way. So I will be back, and we will have more Higurashi to go. So, I didn't have a Klondike after all. I forgot that I had gotten 2 scoops from our local ice cream parlor, which has the best ice cream. It's made in-house. And so I ate most of a scoop of black raspberry ice cream, and I have some of that plus a whole scoop of coffee bean ice cream left. So, let's get back to it, huh? Let me take a drink of water, get this dairy stuff out of my throat. It will just create more postnasal drip, make me cough more, and it'll secrete more mucus, create more postnasal drip. It's a cycle. And so I'll put an end to that right now. I still have to get used to the trajectory of this water bottle, so I keep having wayward squirts. Let's continue. The informant, named Sato-san, had me get into his car before he set off. He favored narrow roads and made numerous short left turns.
左折法による尾行確認ですか?
Checking if we're being followed.
詳しいな。
Yeah, you know a lot about this. Checking to see if we were being tailed by making left turns was a rather classic technique. If it were just a single pursuer, you could confirm it that way. But if you were being tailed as a team, this archaic method wouldn't let you shake them. Of course, doing it anyway was better than not.
赤坂君が何者かは旦那から何も聞いてないんだが。
I didn't hear anything from the boss as to who you are, Akasaka-kun.
やっぱり警察関係かい?
Related to the police?
尾行確認に詳しいなんて、あとは探偵者くらいしか思いつかねえね。
If you're familiar with checking for being detailed, the only other possibility I could think of is something like a private detective.
言わなければならないものでないなら拒否したい質問ですね。
If it's not something I have to say, I'd like to refuse to answer that question.
やれやれ。
My.
麻雀やってからすっかり雰囲気が大人びちまったな。
Ever since we played mahjong, you seem a lot more mature.
会った時のあのおどおどしたあんたはどこ行っちゃったんだよ。
I wonder where that hesitant person went from when we first met. I smiled wryly. Looking back now, I had to be a little grateful for being made to play mahjong. Thanks to that, I was able to relieve some tension. Eventually, Sato-san, confirming that there were no cars following us, slipped outside the city. We were on a pitch-black country road, unable to see anything besides the lights outside. The only things I was able to hear were the hum of the car's air conditioning and the chirping of insects and frogs.
旦那からひなみ沢村については多少のことは聞いてんだろ?
I heard from the boss that you want to hear a bit about Hinamizawa Village, yeah?
御三家という旧家による支配や現在は園崎家が一党独裁をしているとかそういう話ですか?
Yeah, I'm still trying to clear the dairy out of my throat. Maybe ice cream wasn't a good idea, but my throat needed it. Oh well. Like, about the old houses known as the three families who control the place, or that right now it's pretty much the Sonozaki family running things. Let me apply more entertainer's secret. Alright.
そこまで知ってるならくだらない前置きは省略していいな。
If you know that much already, I'll cut out the introductions.
ではお願いします。
Then, if you would.
犬飼大臣の孫の誘拐に鬼ヶ淵死守同盟が関与しているか否かを。
Can you confirm or deny if the Onigafuchi Defense Alliance is involved with the kidnapping of Minister Inagai's grandson? Sato-san checked the rear view mirror one more time to confirm there wasn't anybody behind us before speaking.
昨夜園崎本家で親族会議が開かれたそうだ。
Last night, the Sonozaki main house held a family council.
親族会議ってのは旦那から聞いてるか？
Did you hear about it from the boss?
いえ。
No.
普通に親族会議って言ったらまあ親戚が集まってお茶でも飲むようなもんだよな。
If it was a normal meeting, it'd just be all the relatives coming together over a nice cup of tea or something.
だが園崎本家の親族会議っていうのはそんなのんびりしたものとはわけが違う。
But a family council held by the main house isn't quite so relaxed. A family council held by the Sonozaki main house. That would be a meeting between those who truly controlled Hinamizawa village. They wouldn't be talking about private family matters. It would be about the village as a whole, about organizing activities against the dam project. Among other things, everything would be decided there. In reality, they were deciding the fate of the village. What sort of background is that supposed to be? Well, I guess just have to use their imaginations. At the head of the meeting was Sonozaki Yoryo, more or less called Empress Sonozaki, as the ultimate decision maker of the clan. She was to be feared and respected. Infirm with old age, she was often unable to stand on her own, but her words carried enough weight to sway the fate of the village. Let me just go into scripts and see here what CG that's supposed to be, so I can pull it up at least to show what it's supposed to be. Go into scripts. I should really have the trajectory pulled up ahead of time, just for chance happenings like this. Okay, streaming assets, scripts. Oh, what was this? Chapter number 3. Okay, so is that? So there was leading up to meeting Sato-san, then Mahjong, then this. I'm gonna guess Hima 00304. What? Okay. Maybe it's technically is under chapter 2, I don't know. This is weird. Phones and rang. That. Clearly too late for a wake-up call. No. Alright. Let's go into log. Okay. At the head of the meeting was Sonozaki Yoryo. That'll be the first thing. At the head of the meeting. Alright. Draw scene. Background 037. So, let's see if I can find it. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but okay. So no, wait, that's the photographic version, isn't it? And that's probably why the script's not showing it. One second here.
Okay. If I had to guess, it should be replaced with this one, but the script didn't account for that. So, so let's open it up in OBS. I know it's taking a bit. Sorry about that. Browse. Alright. Um, 27. And it's way overscaled. Way overscaled. So, that's what it's supposed to look like. Infirm with old age, she was often unable to stand on her own, but her words carried enough weight to sway the fate of the village. It seemed that lately she had grown weak, and on days where she wasn't feeling well, remained bedridden. Family councils that occurred while she wasn't feeling well took place with her on the floor. In the middle of a dignified Japanese-style room, still in a futon, only the upper half of her body sitting upright, a stern look on her face. That was Sonozaki Oryo. Sitting next to her was her heir, Sonozaki Mion. You know what? I'm gonna save right here and edit the script and then reload. Okay. Change the script to 0.027. Now I'll reload it. Nope. Sitting next to her was her heir, Sonozaki Mion. Probably happened too late. Oh well. She was still young. No, young wasn't quite the right word. She was a girl who remained childish. Her role was to merely sit beside Sonozaki Oryo, sometimes responding to her requests. However, hold on, let me see if there are any other incidences of 037 that should be 027. Okay, no. She was the only one deemed worthy to succeed Oryo. She had the same hawkish eyes, enough to give pause to anybody who so much that looked at them. Much was expected of her in the future, this granddaughter of the Sonozaki's leader. And also on either side of her sat several other important members of the remaining three families, the Kimiyoshi family and the Furude family. First on the list of the Kimiyoshi family was of course the mayor of Hinamizawa village, Kimiyoshi Kiichiro, and lined up beside him were several more of his direct relatives. Opposite them sat the other of the three families, the Furude family. The Furude family was only comprised of the family of Shinto priest, so the only ones sitting there were said priest, his wife, and their daughter Rika. Rika was doted on by many of the older folks in the village, and it seemed that Oryo was no exception. While the stress from just attending a family council was said to be enough to shorten your lifespan by 3 days, it seemed like Rika was the only one exempt from that. No matter how charged the atmosphere was around her, she paid it no mind, instead humming along as she doodled in a sketchbook. In fact, the night before, lying on her stomach while humming and doodling, she nonchalantly tucked her legs into Oryo's futon like it was a kotatsu. All this was the three families. And all around the room, lined row upon row, were relatives of the Sonozaki family. The only ones who were afforded cushions to sit on were direct relatives. The others were left to sit in the seiza position directly on the tatami mats. With Empress Sonozaki enshrined at their center, they were almost like a giant snake coiled around the room. It was decided that everybody would sit in order of their rank. The number of people from the Sonozaki family was overwhelming. The fact that the Sonozaki family held so many seats at a meeting where everything pertaining to the village was decided made determining where the balance of power was held in the three families as clear as day. The number of members in attendance from each of the families directly reflected how much influence they had in ruling Hinamizawa.
その会議で何が話されたんですか？
What was talked about at that meeting? Sato-san, after remaining silent for a while, quietly began to speak.
マスコミ関係に支払ってる謝礼金の額が大きいんじゃないかい？
Wasn't our monetary gift of appreciation to the media a little large?
Breaking the long moment of silence was the head of the Kimiyoshi family, Kimiyoshi Kiichiro. The Onagashi Defense Alliance wasn't a business. They were nothing more than a private organization pushing for the cancellation of the Hinamizawa Dam project, with no reliable source of income. Fundraising had always been a problem. Hold on. Let me see if I can force it to redraw the scene. Okay. Trying something here. Hope I don't crash the game. Draw scene with mask. So it's a different CG now. What's this one? Oh, that should be the right one that they're asking for. I don't know why it's not doing it. Oh well. I might as well pull up that one to show you on OBS. It should be a little easier this time. Okay, so that's, if I can actually scale this properly. So, there it is. That's what it's supposed to look like. Fundraising had always been a problem. When they first started operating, they had managed to collect a sizable amount of funds through donations, but as the conflict dragged on, that amount was steadily declining.
石を投げるだけが全ての時代じゃないさ。
This isn't an era where you can get what you want just by throwing rocks.
マスコミの力も侮れないのは重々承知しているし、今後もその力を借りたいのは同じさ。
It's very important you don't underestimate the power of the media, and we want to borrow some of that down the road. The expressions of the people related to the Sonozaki family were sullen, as the one who suggested that they should borrow that power was the family head, Sonozaki Oryo. The battle wasn't just about force of arms. In the civilized age, with their civilized methods of fighting, Oryo suggested that creating a strategy incorporating the mass media. Oryo's foresight was spot on, and the effects of that plan, while at first unclear, slowly began to manifest. If the physical confrontation at the construction site was meant to delay progress on the dam by even one day, then the propaganda war using the media was aimed at attacking the dam project itself. At first, there were those who had doubts about that strategy, but there was nobody now who called those results into question. But in order to maintain those media ties, a colossal amount of money was required. As long as the amount of funds they had was abundant, things would turn out fine. It couldn't be argued that it was a massive expense, but the results spoke for themselves. But with the conflict continuing to drag on, the circumstances had changed. The head of the Sonozaki family, no, the one who sat at the pinnacle of Hinamizawa's three families, Oryo, had suggested the idea herself, so it was already untouchable, and continued to be allowed to drain from the budget. Nobody acknowledged that it should be so allowed, but no Ray could say anything. That was the price of dealing with the mass media.
どう思う？ お嬢さん。
What do you think, Oryo-san? What do you think, Oryo-san?
The only person who could object to a plan proposed by the head of the Sonozaki household herself was probably Mayor Kimiyoshi. Oryo, with a hard-to-define expression on her face, as if she had severed herself from the fetters of mortal emotion, simply listened quietly to Kimiyoshi's words. But really, it was hard to tell if she was quietly listening, or didn't even have the intention of listening at all.
去年機関士の値上げの理解を得るのにも随分苦労したじゃない。
Last year, we went through a lot of trouble getting people to wrap their heads around the price hike on the bulletins we were putting out.
一度だけってことで理解を得て、また今年もってわけにはいかないよ。
He convinced them it was just the one time. Just wouldn't do if we had another one this year.
ねえ、古手さん。
Hey, Furude-san.
The mayor looked to the priest and his wife from the Hirude family for affirmation. The priest gave a vague expression, avoiding a prompt response. But his wife gave her answer without a second thought.
そうですね。
That's right.
機関士代は特に貧しい家には大きな負担になっています。
The cost of the bulletins are a particularly harsh burden for the poorer families.
みんな自分たちの村のためだからと耐えていますが、これ以上の値上げはやめた方がいいでしょうね。
Everybody is dealing with it for the sake of the village, but it's best we don't increase the prices anymore.
The bulletin was, as its name implied, a bulletin published by the Onegafuchi Defense Alliance. It outlined the Alliance's activities, ideals, and resolve, but you couldn't deny the contents were rather piecemeal. That bulletin's main goal wasn't to inform people, but rather was something to sell to businesses and people living in the village or connected to it, and using those sales to collect funds. In other words, it had become something of a tax. Of course, it didn't have to be said that this was one of the main sources of income for the Onegafuchi Defense Alliance. Originally, purchase was supposed to be voluntary, but in Hinamizawa it had silently become the opposite. Typo. In the neighboring towns as well, it seemed that many businesses were buying copies just to avoid butting heads with the Alliance. The priest whispered to his wife to not say anything unnecessary, but was struck down decidedly with a cold glare. Cowering from that glare, the priest shut his mouth. The priest's wife always held the power in their relationship. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. That was because she was the one who carried the Hirude bloodline. The priest merely married into the family. He was nothing more than somebody who adopted a name just to join the three families. He should have been able to find a spot fairly high up in the hierarchy of things, but the lack of authority in his voice meant that he had still not gained any favor. Casting a backwards glance at her rather disparate parents, Yurika continued to doodle whimsically without paying them any mind, and tripping over my words. Signaled by a look from Moryo, Mion brought her ear closer to her grandmother. There, something was said to her in a quiet voice. After responding with a couple of questions, with a nod from Moryo, Mion looked around the room and conveyed her grandmother's words.
機関士の値上げもやむを得ません。There'll be no freeze on the price increase for the bulletin.
Typo. Kimiyoshi made a face like he had just bit into something unpleasant, but that expression quickly disappeared like it had never happened at all.
だけどミオンちゃん、
But Mion-chan?
君だって分かってると思うけど、機関士の負担は決して軽いものじゃない。
I think you already know this, but the cost of the bulletin is by no means easily affordable.
ひなみ沢のすべての人間にかかる重みなんだ。
It's a burden carried by everybody in Hinamizawa.
あんまり負担をかけすぎれば内部から崩れることだって。
If we make people carry too much of that burden, it's possible it will collapse from the inside.
内部から崩れるのは誰ですか？
And who on the inside would start that collapse?
どれって別にそういう意味じゃ。
Oh? I didn't mean it like that.
最初に崩れるのは誰かと聞いています。
I'm asking who would be the first to buckle.
being cross-examined by a girl who still had fragments of childishness remaining within her. The words stuck in Kimiyoshi's throat as he sunk into silence. Mion repeated her question once more, looking around the crowded room. Everybody refrained making eye contact to avoid being pierced by her gaze. The words she had spoken were unarguably said in proxy for Oryo. That's why when Mion spoke them, they carried the same weight. But the look in her eyes was different. Like Oryo's, they had a hawkish gaze, strong enough that anybody looking upon them would freeze in their tracks and yield. But that gaze was, without question, one that belonged to Mion herself. As Mion would eventually inherit everything from Oryo, the day when she would stand up as a young and capable leader in her own right would come. Nobody wanted to believe otherwise for even a minute. That's why nobody even thought of Mion as just some sort of little kid.
Kimiyoshi-san.
Kimiyoshi-san.
機関士の値上げごときでは誰の決意も崩れませんよ。
Nobody will lose their resolve over something like a price hike on the bulletin.
Kimiyoshi, while grumbling a little bit, made a gesture as if to say he had no objection.
マスコミ関係への出費は継続とします。
The expenses related to the mass media will continue.
その出費がさらに圧迫となるようなら機関士の値上げもやむを得ない。
If those expenses become too much, we'll have no choice but to continue the price hikes.
Mion had rendered a judgment. Everybody bowed their heads, silently listening to her words.
園崎家当主代行園崎ミオンです。
In the name of Sonozaki Mion, as acting head of the Sonozaki family,
我が名において以上決定し
I hereby
決定の効力は即日発行されるものとします。
I know you're the acting head of the Sonozaki family, but could you just give it a break?
I hereby declare that all this should be effective immediately.
異議はこれを認めず抵抗ある場合は実力をもって排除します。
There shall be no objections, and any opposition shall be removed by force.
The formal decree was read aloud, indicating her judgment. There would be no retrial, but there was a certain authority behind those words that even a courthouse couldn't compare to. If she was a judge, she would have banged her gavel, signaling that the matter was settled. Mion pulled out a large bell from inside her clothes and rang it. Everybody present could only prostrate themselves before the harsh sound of the bell.
なんとも大時代的な親族会議ですね。
Well, I didn't mean to leave that up for a long time, blocking the subtitles. Sorry about that. Well, that's a rather old-fashioned family council, isn't it?
あんたみたいな若いもんにはちょっと信じられないだろうけどね。
A young guy like you probably would find it hard to believe.
こういう古い土地にはこんなのが未だ根強く残ってるもんさ。
In an antiquated place like this, these types of things have firm roots. It was exactly as Oishi had said. The old system of the three families had vanished, and now the Sonozaki family was running things by themselves. On top of that, their rule was borderline despotic.
会議はそれで終わりですか？
Was that the end of the meeting?
いや、まだ続く。
No, there's more.
先を続けるよ。
I'll continue. Eventually, after the ringing of the bell ceased, there was a deafening silence. Within all of that, a lone man shuffled closer to Mion and whispered something in her ear. Mion asked several questions quietly in response. When she was satisfied, she motioned for the man to leave. The man who talked to Mion was a member of a gang that her father was the leader of. That organization had the entire area of Shishibone City under its control, so it was quite well known even here. Of course, this was talking about the criminal underworld, so it's not like just anybody would know. But just showing a patch of the gang symbol and it was enough to resolve any disputes in the neighborhood. Mion's biological father, Tuoryo, was her daughter's husband. The power of that man's gang was the driving force that controlled the dark underbelly of the Onegafuchi Defense Alliance. And so that man, from his position as the next in line to control the three families, continued to coerce everybody around him with his unconventional presence. Mion exchanged a look with her father. Was it okay for her to tell what she had just heard directly to Oryo? It looked like she was asking him that question. Her father gently but firmly nodded his response. Mion also nodded, then sidled up to Oryo and informed her of something. Eventually, Mion finished conveying her message, separated herself from Oryo, and fixed her posture, waiting for Oryo to signal a response. It wasn't often that Oryo showed any emotion. That's why, when she started to laugh quietly, a vague sense of uneasiness crept over everybody in the room.
そら、難儀なこともあったものよの。
Yay, it's loading again.
That's quite a conundrum, isn't it?
Oryo was laughing so happily that Kimiyoshi had to hesitantly ask.
どうしたんだい、お嬢さん。
What is it, Oryo-san?
我らにとって土地が母なら、この度のダムの騒ぎは母の命を脅かされる騒ぎっちゅうことだろうな。
If this land is like a mother to us, and this business with the dam is like somebody threatening our mother's life, isn't it?
Kimiyoshi, unable to comprehend the meaning of her words, looked confused. Oryo, with a wide grin on her face, turned towards everybody and addressed them in a clarion voice.
ダムの親玉の大臣がの、孫さらわれちまって、右往左往しとるっちゅう話だ。
The minister behind the dam project is apparently rattled over the kidnapping of his grandson.
これでおあいこだの。
That makes us even.
バカな。
That's absurd! Information on the kidnapping of Minister Inugai's grandson shouldn't have leaked from anywhere. How did they know? Even we didn't know much about the kidnapping incident. Exactly how did an antiquated household so far away from Tokyo come to know of it? If it was a tranquil place, but I couldn't help but have an uneasy feeling about Hinamizawa village. Typo. At some point I had mentally filed this place away as unrelated to the incident at hand. That mental paperwork had just blown away in the wind.
どうして鬼ヶ淵主導名が知っているんだ。
How did the Onigafuchi Defense Alliance know about that? Sato-san, unable to come up with an answer, fell into silence.
すみません。
I'm sorry.
続きをお願いします。
Please continue.
なあ。
Sure.
犬飼建設大臣のお孫さんがさらわれた？
The Minister of Construction's grandson was kidnapped?
お嬢さん、それは本当かい？
Oryo-san, is that true?
That major of an incident was nowhere to be seen in the newspapers or on TV. But in Hinamizawa, there was nothing strange about Oryo knowing something that the rest of the world didn't.
我らの痛みは母を失う痛みじゃの。
Our pain is the pain of losing a mother.
それに値するとは思わんが、孫を失う痛み。
I don't think it completely makes up for it, but the pain of losing a grandchild.
少しは答えるといいんじゃがの。
You'll have to bear with that for a bit.
なあ。
Don't you think?
The last question wasn't addressed to anybody in particular. It was as if she were looking for consensus.
だが、土地と人様の子供ではわけが違うの。
Still, land and a human child are different things.
隠すのは構わんが、怪我だけはさせたくないものよの。
I don't mind hiding him here, but I want no harm to befall him.
子にゃ何の罪もね。
The child isn't to blame.
大事にしたれな。
Make sure to keep that in mind.
それはつまり 鬼ヶ淵死守同盟が誘拐事件に関与しているということ。
That means that the Onigafuchi Defense Alliance were involved in the kidnapping?
必ずしもそうとは言えねえな。
I can't say for certain.
どうして
Why?
当主であるお領がこれほどまではっきりと誘拐した孫の処遇について指示を出しているのに。
Even though their leader Oryo was clearly giving orders on the treatment of a kidnapped child.
兄さん、こりゃね、
And you see,
園崎家のいつものことなんだよ。
this is what the Sonozaki family always does.
いつものこと？
Always does?
それはどういう意味です？
What do you mean by that?
Let's say there was a particular problem, one that wasn't exactly favorable for the Sonozaki family. If Oryo shows concern over that particular problem, hearing that, somebody who attended the family council would be helpful. As a result, Oryo's wish would be granted. However, neither Oryo nor anybody else would know who actually did it. With this kind of clever little ploy, the Sonozaki family was able to manipulate events, even though they had their hands laid out on the table.
では親族会議に出席していた誰かが犯人ということですか？
Then, that means that somebody who was at the family council was the culprit.
あるいはそもそも犯人なんかいない可能性だってあるよな。
Or there's a possibility that there never was a culprit in the first place.
俺自身、その万座の一同の中に誘拐犯がいるって確信を持ってるわけじゃない。
Oryo herself, in that room full of people, didn't explicitly say that somebody pulled off the kidnapping.
ただ、自分の意見を述べただけさ。
She was just giving her opinion. It was an odd and unpleasantly secretive way of doing things. Were they involved or weren't they? I couldn't see beyond the veil. This much, however, I could say with certainty. This kidnapping was an ironclad secret. No matter how high a position somebody was in, even they wouldn't know about it. If there were somebody who would know about it, they would be connected to public safety. In other words, one of us. The only other options were people connected to the case itself. Including the minister, there would be people affected by the incident. Or the people that committed it. In any case, there was no way an old household in a place removed from Tokyo by over 6 hours of highway travel should know about it. Them knowing it all was already strange. My suspicions began to accumulate. Like falling snow.
孫の誘拐についてお領が述べたのはここまでだ。
That's as much as Oryo said in regards to the kidnapping.
あんたの知りたかったことが含まれてりゃいいんだがな。
Hopefully what you wanted to find out was in there.
あとは兄ちゃんの仕事だな。
After this, it's up to you.
何のお仕事やってるか知らんけど、園崎家を相手にするなら相当の覚悟でやっとけよ。
I don't know what kind of work you're doing, but if you're going up against the Sonozaki family, you best prepare yourself.
大石の旦那は怖いもの知らずだけどな。あれでも2、3回は襲われてる。
Oishi might be fearless, but even he's been attacked 2 or 3 times.
最近は来てないけど、一時はオフの時も防塵ベストを着込んでたんだよな。
He hasn't been wearing it lately, but at one point he was wearing a stab-proof vest while off duty.
ええ。
Oh.
忠告ありがとうございます。気をつけることにします。
Thanks for the warning. I'll be careful.
標準語が流暢だよな。
You speak pretty well.
兄さんは東京とかの人？
Are you from Tokyo by any chance?
え？
Huh?
それが何か？
What's your point? Investigators were always close to danger. It was best not to divulge any information on myself.
兄さんのお仕事だけどさ。
Your job.
ひょっとして警視庁の公安部の人ってことある？
Could it possibly? Could it be?
Oh, major typo here.
Could you possibly be somebody from the Metropolitan Public Safety Division?
I couldn't remain silent here. It would be the same thing as admitting it.
え？
Huh?
まさか。
No way.
こっから旦那からもらった金の範囲には入らないんだが。
This wasn't accounted for in the money I got from the boss.
じいさんとは今日卓を囲んだ仲間だからな。
But as somebody who played at the same table today,
サービスってことで話してやるよ。
I'll give you this one as a freebie.
お寮から誘拐の話が出た後、もう一つ話題が出たんだ。
After Oreo talked about the kidnapping, there was one other topic that came up.
Another topic that Oreo brought up? And right before he told me this, Sato-san asked if I was from the Metropolitan Public Safety Division? In other words, what those two things meant caused a chill to run up my spine.
そんででな。
So you see,
大臣の孫さらったのは調べるために
that in order to investigate the kidnapping of the minister's grandson,
東京からはるばる公安の捜査官が派遣されてくるっちゅう話だ。
there's word that there will be an investigator from public safety dispatched all the way from Tokyo.
公安の捜査官
An investigator for public safety?
大臣の孫の誘拐な。うかつにゃ大ごとにできゃんってことで。
They can't be reckless and make a big deal over the kidnapping.
警視庁の公安部が独自で調べとるっちゅう話だ。
So it seems the Metropolitan Public Safety Division is investigating this on their own.
はっ、大行なこったの。
Ha! Ain't that grand?
どうした？
What is it?
Rika, who had been drawing the entire time and was completely uninterested in the conversation up until now, looked at Oryo with an interested face as soon as the topic of public safety came up.
警視庁が来たのですか？
Did the Metropolitan Police come?
リカちゃまは警視庁も知ってなさるんかい。
Oh, so Rika-chama knows about the Metropolitan Police Department.
偉いの。
That's very admirable.
Okay, so this is definitely Makino's voice.
誰が来たのですか？
Who came?
公安のどんなやつが来よったんか。誰ぞわかるやつはおらんかいな。
Is there anybody that knows what kind of guy for public safety came here?
Mion's father raised his hand slightly.
新米の若造が一人と聞き及んでおります。
I hear that it's a nice young piece of fresh meat.
新米？
Fresh meat?
ほかほかなのですか？
Is it nice and tender?
ええ。はい。
Yeah, it is.
新米とか。
Fresh meat.
Mion's father smiled wryly as he answered Rika's question.
ほかほかのふっかふか？
Tender and tasty?
え
え。Yeah.
ほかほかのふっかふか？
Tender and tasty?
Rika smiled with interest. Why did Rika suddenly act interested only when it came to this topic? That was a question that apparently nobody had the answer to.
リカちゃまはその男のこと何か知っているのかな？
Does Rika-chama know something about this man?
知んないのですよ。
I don't know.
After a rather flat reply, Rika buried herself underneath Orio's futon again. But when she buried herself there, Rika no longer started drawing again. Instead, she was making an expression like she was deep in contemplation.
どうしますか？
What shall we do about him?
お母さん。
Mother.
Mion's father posed the question. He had the type of uncouth expression on his face indicating that, given the order, he could snuff the problem out at any time.
はるばるひなみ沢まで来よった。
He came all the way to Hinamizawa.
しばらくはのんびりさせてやるのもよかろう。
Let him take it easy for a little while.
泳がせろということでしょうか。
So you're saying to just let him go around as he pleases? Mion's father asked in response. Oryo smiled thinly as she responded.
ほっといたれな。
Leave him alone.
が、あんまりおいたが過ぎるようやった。 そん時は遠慮せんとな。
But if he starts causing too much mischief, when that happens, don't hold back.
なめられるのはすっきゃせんね。
I don't enjoy being taken lightly.
なんて話があったそうだ。
It's what they talked about, apparently.
まさかあんた、その警視庁の新米じゃないよな。
It couldn't be that you're that fresh meat from the Metropolitan Police, are you?
まさか。
It couldn't be. The sensation of cold, bristling fear began to crawl its way up my back. This family council took place last night. In other words, yesterday. Then today, when I was dressed up as a tourist headed towards Namisawa, my cover was already blown. When I remembered the first person I met when I got to the bus stop, I couldn't breathe. The person at the family council expressed interest in the man being dispatched from the Metropolitan Police, Furude Rika. And then the person who was waiting for me the whole time in the bus shelter, Furude Rika. It was an unthinkable image. No, it was a delusion. When we met at the bus shelter, did Rika-chan already know my true identity? Did she know that I was Akasaka, dispatched from the Metropolitan Police Department, had come to meet me? Then, including Mayor Kimiyoshi, every villager that I met, everybody knew but just pretended not to? Because Oryo had given instructions not to interfere? Thinking about it logically, it didn't seem possible. I met quite a number of people. If there's people that are good at acting, and there's people who are bad at hiding things. If there are that many people, then there should have been somebody among them who knew I was for public safety and couldn't hide their hostility. However, I didn't feel any presence like that. But then, even still, why did Oryo tell them to leave me alone? Was it because if they were careless about it, it would only raise more suspicion? Or was it because they believed a rookie like me wouldn't be able to find anything? Akasaka is a coward.
Akasaka is a coward.
I recalled that strange voice which could only make me believe that Ika-chan had been possessed. That unknown entity, no matter how you looked at it, knew my true identity from the get-go. And then, how did it warn me again? That's right. It warned me to hurry up and go back to Tokyo. Instead of the realistic worry that the Onigafuchi Defense Alliance had discovered my identity, the absurd worry brought her on by the unknown girl stuck it with me more. What exactly was that girl? What was the thing I would eventually regret? The mysterious girl. Furude Rika. Let's stop this. Everything I was thinking of right now was merely conjecture. Tomorrow, first thing in the morning, I'll report everything I heard right now to HQ and await further orders. There is no mistaking that the possibility the Onigafuchi Defense Alliance were related to this case was there, and that the fact my cover was blown meant I was in a precarious position. But as everybody at HQ was already extremely busy, they might not be able to spare the support.
もういいかい?
Is that everything?
よければ好きなところまで送るよ。
If you want, I could drop you off wherever you like.
すみません。
Sorry.
では、お会いした元の駅までお願いします。
In that case, the station where we originally met, please. A rural road where even a streetlight was rare. I couldn't see anything. I wasn't aware of anything but the asphalt that was lit up by the headlights. Outside of that light, was it simply darkness? Or was there something lurking there, waiting to strike? I had to think I drew the short straw here. I wanted to go back to Tokyo. For some reason, the voice of the girl warning me to go back to Tokyo still lingered in my head. Higurashi no Naku Koro ni Himatsubushi-hen. You have received new tips. The investigation runs aground. What's in the box? The glint in the demon's eye. What's in the box? If you've ever watched 7, achievement unlocked. Mahjong prodigy. Showed off your skills. Alright, well, let's save it here. And this will be it for the night. This was a very interesting run. None of the whole Mahjong match was in the anime. They just skipped right past that. Nah. Yes, I'm sure. So, I'll return to this on Monday, this coming week, and Mondays and Thursday nights, or Monday nights and Thursday nights are Higurashi nights. Tuesdays, we were doing Amnesia, but I kind of rage quit that because the mechanics of the PC port are gosh awful. I cannot even turn a crank to open the gate to the next area. And I somehow managed to do it once, and then I died and ran out of all resources, and it spawned me back to where I had to turn that crank again. I just can't do it. I can't do it with PC port. So I'm gonna have to find something else to do on Tuesdays, but that will be announced at a later time. Join our Discord if you haven't. Let me pop the link up there. Wait, it would help if I didn't misspell it. Alright, there we go. So, thank you all so much for watching, everyone, and as always, if you like what you see, please feel free to click like, comment, join our Discord if you haven't. Any feedback you can give me, it'll help me tailor my future content towards your interests. I'm Regulus Pastor, and until next time, wale!